What is up, guys? I know some of you guys have been waiting for this. I've actually got messages from this. When is the Season 3 Cobra Kai review video happening? Well, right now. Let's go. Alright, so listen. Mega spoilers. Mega spoilers right now. If you have not seen Cobra Kai Season 3, turn this video off.
Press stop.
Go watch it. If you don't care about spoilers, continue watching. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into Cobra Kai Season 3. Excuse me, such a good season. Such a good season. What do you think? Just right now, like in a word, sum up Cobra Kai Season 3.
Awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, like it.
I've heard some people saying it's the best season so far. I actually disagree with that. I gotta be honest. As good as it was, and it was good, I don't think it's the best season so far. I think Season 2 is actually the best season so far. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're not talking about Season 2. I personally think Season 2 is the best one so far. What do you think?
I think Season 1, really.
Okay.
One.
Well, that's what started it all,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
No, I can respect that. I like that. We got our notes right here. We got our notes. Let's do this. Okay, so the first thing I want to get into, and throughout the entire series, is the writing. The writing on this show is so freaking good. It is so welly written. That's not even a word. Welly. Welly. It is extremely well written. And I tell anyone that I talk to about this, from references to the movies, to past seasons, to, and this is the big thing for me, tying everything together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tying everything together. Okay. So if you follow Cobra Kai like we do, we knew that part of the season was going to be filmed in Okinawa. Okay. What we didn't know was, why is Daniel going to be in Okinawa?
Sure.
Now we speculated.
Sure.
We had some speculations. I want to say this: a lot of things we said came to pass. A lot of things we were like, well, they could do this, but I hope they don't. I hope they kind of go. Came to pass.
Yeah.
I actually got texted by my buddy Captain Retro, and he was like, dude, have you seen Cobra Kai Season 3 yet? Like, basically everything you said is like happening. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. So I'm gonna give Tim a chance to talk in a minute, but the tie-ins, or how they tie things together. Okinawa. Daniel going to Okinawa. Okay, when I heard that, I saw an interview with Ralph Macchio, and he said that they did some filming in Okinawa. So that was kind of like a
teaser.
Little teaser, spoiler, whatever you want to call it, that they were filming in Okinawa. The question was going to be, why?
Why and how?
Why and how, right. Now, one thing that we said was, well, maybe this is an annual trip that he likes to take out there, or likes to go out there every now and again, because it was such an important thing to him and Miyagi, especially Miyagi, you know what I mean? Did they go back? And that's speculation.
You don't rebuild a town and then not go back or whatever.
In theory.
In theory,
right.
Or just you lost your way, you go back to the roots and whatnot. But we were wrong. We were wrong
about that one.
But the way they tied it in was, I didn't see it coming. It was so far out of left field that
they made it make sense.
They did. Of course they did.
And this is what I'm saying about the writing. It was like, oh, that's why he's going, and it makes sense.
Sure.
So if you don't know, if you haven't seen Season 3 yet, basically Tom Cole, who is a rival dealership of LaRusso Auto Group, thank you. He comes to the LaRussos and says, hey, I want to buy your dealership. They say no. It turns out character Anoush says, he tells the cousin Louis,
yeah.
He says, hey, what's his name? Dayona is going to have, is that like a makeshift Toyota? Toyota?
Could be.
Maybe, right? Could be. Japanese.
Hey, we started a car company called Dayona.
No nuts, let's do it. Yeah, it'll have like 3 wheels and 4 headlights and
16 rearview mirrors.
I know, right? So they were going to sign an exclusive deal with Tom Cole, basically they were going to cancel LaRusso's contract.
They're going to pull his contract.
Right. So Tom Cole would have had exclusive rights to be able to sell these Daytona cars.
Type of foreign Tokyo card.
Right.
Didn't know it was Tokyo at the time, but...
Right, you didn't. If you're watching, you didn't know it was Tokyo at the time. So what does Daniel decide to do? Well, I'm going to go and I'm going to present to Daytona, personally.
Which is some old school shit.
Exactly.
Old school stuff. It's old school.
And I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. I actually really like that he did that because that is old school.
That's...
Right. And what he's doing with that, he's saying, hey... I respect this relationship that we have. I don't want this relationship that we have to end.
For sure.
So let me come over here. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you guys in person and show you what I'm doing and show you my numbers and show you that I'm the #1 dealer in the valley because he is.
He is.
You know.
And with an age of technology, you could conference call.
Could have been an email.
It could have been whatever,
anything.
dude. It could have been a group message, but to actually go there,
Zoom, Skype, whatever.
Yeah,
but go on.
But to go there and put your face in front of their face,
yes,
and shake their hands. That is something that has been lost. I feel over the decades. That doesn't happen anymore.
And I loved that they went that direction with it.
So
I absolutely loved that they went.
And
that
even
direction.
Daytona loved that. They're like, thank you for coming out here. It means a lot, but...
However, the wheels are in motion. We've made our decision.
Right.
And we're gonna get back to... We're gonna stay on this for a moment because this is all...
relevant.
Okinawa. It's all relevant. It's all Okinawa, right?
Yeah.
So, Daniel, let's see, sitting in a bar, and he's flipping through his phone. He's obviously bummed. The bartender's like, oh, you look really happy there. He's like, yeah, I really am. He's like, oh, you gonna visit him while you're here? He's like, no, unfortunately, she's not with us. What's the bartender saying?
He said... I don't know.
That's a very American way of thinking.
That's an American way of thinking, yeah.
Yep. Here
in Okinawa, in Tokyo,
even if they're gone,
they're not truly gone.
They're not.
You
truly
can always
gone.
reach out to them.
Yes, exactly. So then he sees this commercial for Okinawa, and he's like, boom, light bulb.
Yeah.
Let me go back. And it was one of those things where he wasn't going there to go to Okinawa. He was in Tokyo, saw the commercial, and was like, you know what? Maybe I need to go over here and try to find something. Maybe I need to look for some sort of answer because you never know. Why not? Right?
Tomi Village,
right? So he goes over there and enter Kumiko.
Before that, the taxi driver.
The taxi driver. Okay.
He kind of looked like one of the goons from Chosen's Goons.
You think so?
I mean, he did. Just aged a lot. I could be reaching.
Okay,
this could be me right here. But no, I'm just saying. But yes.
Okay.
Enter Kumiko.
Okay, enter Kumiko. You know what? She look to me. She almost looked unrecognizable.
Because I have seen a picture or two.
Okay.
Researching the
and I have not
the whole series and everything like that. I knew who she was.
Okay. Well, when he saw her, it was obvious, and I got to be honest. If he's gonna go to Okinawa, which I knew he was gonna go to Okinawa, it only makes sense.
Sure.
It only makes sense that we're gonna see her.
Sure.
To me, at least, right?
Yeah.
We knew Chosen was coming because we did a trailer breakdown.
Yes.
We literally paused frame by frame. We knew Chosen was coming. But how are we going to introduce Chosen back in? Well, enter Kumiko. And this is what I'm saying. This is about the writing. This is the writing.
Yeah.
Where like everything ties together. Of course she's going to be there. That's her home. And it makes sense that they would still talk to each other and be in some sort of contact. You know, because years have passed. Maybe there's been an apology, whatever, all that from the second movie.
Yeah, sorry for trying to kill you, but
my bad.
Apologies go a long way.
Apologies do go a long way.
Yes, and really, I liked how she was like, "Oh, guys, here we are. I got to bounce. I got to go later."
That was funny. Yes. Yeah. And even Daniel was like, "Hey, whoa, wait, hang on. You sure you got me? Like, I don't know." I like the way Sato was very like gruff.
Chosen,
you know what I mean?
Chosen.
Yes, Chosen. Very, very like, I don't drink.
Right.
No, I'll get the drink. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that was hilarious. And then all of a sudden we see a lighter side of Chosen, which I think that was intentional. Because he was the bad guy, and he was an asshole. Yes. And they were like, oh, here's Chosen the asshole again, and then we see a little bit lighter side of him a little bit later on, with Daniel.
I like whenever Daniel's he picks up the crane technique scroll.
Okay.
And he's like, "What's this?" and Chosen's like a little kid. He's like, "That's not for you, you know. That's my ball. Get away from it, you know."
That was funny.
That was hilarious. I like
that.
I like the dynamic they did right there.
Chosen still got skills.
Dude, Chosen looks good.
He looked pretty damn good.
Like you can tell, like just the way his blocks, punches, everything. Like he had form, he had technique. He looked like he never stopped training.
Yeah.
To where someone who opened a car dealership.
might have stopped training.
Might have stopped training for years, you know.
He handled Daniel when he was training Daniel. He teaches him a new technique, and this goes back to, we did a video on the top. What is it?
10,
top 10, 14, like that, yeah. Whatever it was. Fighters in the Karate Kid universe. The first 3 movies of Karate Kid.
Just the kids,
right? Just the kids,
not the.
And we put
adults.
Chosen very high. We put Chosen above Daniel.
We put him below Daniel.
Did we put Chosen below Daniel? We put
Chosen below Daniel.
No, we did. No, sir. No,
yes.
sir. No, sir. We did not, because Daniel was towards the bottom of that list.
Oh, no. Okay.
Daniel was towards the bottom of that list.
He was like 7th or some shit.
Exactly.
Like that, yeah.
And Chosen, I think we put Chosen like top 5.
Yeah, top 4.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, well, he showed he still is. That's the thing. He showed he still is. And then we fast forward a little bit to now. This is the thing. This is where it's like, oh, okay. Well, of course she is, right?
Right. And to me, that was kind of cheesy. It was like, oh, whatever, you know. But
I'm willing
after speaking to Jay and he brought up a lot of good points. I feel like the way he feels.
Okay. So Yuna, who was the girl that he saved in the typhoon. She was up on that, post thing, whatever it was.
Ringing the bell, letting everyone know, hey, get in cover.
Which, by the way, same actress, the girl in Karate Kid 2 was the lady in Cobra Kai, in that scene. He's talking to her and she's like, oh, I work for Dayona. And right there was like, okay, but they did a really good job of getting us to that point.
Right.
Instead of just, oh, hey, Kumiko, how's it going? Oh, hey, by the way, Daniel, remember this one? You don't remember her, do you? Well, you saved her life, and now she's about to save yours.
Right.
I really, and this is what I'm saying about the writing, they do a fantastic job. That's one of those things where you got to be like, you got to kind of suspend reality just a tad.
Right.
And you go, oh, of course, okay, there it is, there it is.
That's how he's going to keep his dealership,
But the way they went about it.
Yeah, it wasn't just straight, there it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And in that part of the world, you do something like that for someone, like, they're indebted to you.
Yeah.
They owe
for
you.
sure.
They feel like they owe you.
Yeah.
So she's like, and it's funny, he goes, can I buy you a drink? Oh, I should hope so. I'm about to save your business.
Right.
I was okay with the way they did all of that. I was okay being wrong with why he went to Okinawa, went to Japan.
No, for sure. They did a bang-up job on that.
Fantastic job on that.
Fantastic, yeah.
Fantastic job on that. So we see 3 characters from Karate Kid 2. We see Chosen, Kumiko, and Yuna. Let's talk about... You want to talk about that next, or you want to keep going down the line, or kind of like sequential order here?
Yeah, come on.
Yeah? Which one? Okay. One thing I want to bring up, the choreography. The choreography was good. And this is something with Karate Kid, I think the choreography throughout, Cobra Kai, I think the choreography throughout has been really good. It's been really, really well put together. My problem with the choreography in the 3rd film is there was a lot of misses. There was a lot of
air punches.
Yeah, air punches and half grabs, and like even in that last scene where Daniel and Kreese are going at it, and he grabs that piece of glass. And
it was so fumbly.
Yeah, like when Daniel went for that hand for the block, it was like, motherfucker, he just slit your wrist and you'd have been sitting there like you were in a bathtub. Like, it was weak. There wasn't enough, hey, let's do that again. I don't know why the decision was made to have so many, like, in my opinion, flubs. Honestly, flubs. Sure. I understand that when you're doing things like this, you're gonna mess up, obviously, but this is what retakes are for. Cut, take 2, take 7, take 19, take... you got to take that until you get it right, and especially as close up as that shot specifically was, where you can see that wasn't clean. You know.
So here's this argument: if that was the best shot, wow,
how bad were the rest?
Wow.
Okay, right. See, sometimes in movies they use a shot where there might be. And you're the king of this. You like to look for mess ups.
Yeah,
you know,
flaws,
like there's a pen in the pocket in this scene. They cut away, they cut back, and there's no pen.
Yeah, the glass is this full, and then it's this full, and now it's this full. Yeah.
The reason that's done is because even though that might be, you know, the continuity might not be there, that was the best take. So they're like, well, F it. That's what we're going to use.
Sure, yeah.
But this particular scene where they were so close up on both of their hands, they could have gotten it right.
They should have gotten it right.
They should have gotten it right, and that's not the only time throughout. Mm-hmm. Now there are good choreographed scenes where all the actors, you know, they hit their marks with like they're supposed to, but there's a lot where they don't.
Sure.
And I noticed it, and I only noticed it because it's been so well done in the past on past seasons. Mm-hmm. So when you see it and it's not done as good, you're like, oh, hang on a second.
Yeah.
That's wait a minute. Right?
Yeah, you felt that you were found wanting. You know, they were found wanting. So,
yes,
and even the like in the old movies, contact was made. There was contact made. You know, in this, I understand that what world we're living in. It's like you can't have contact. You know, at least. Without someone getting involved in.
I mean, you wouldn't try to not. You wouldn't try to not have contact, right? You're not trying to hurt anybody.
But they could have came closer to make it a little bit more realistic.
I agree.
I feel.
I totally agree with that. You know what? I want to go back to the writing. So another good writing tie-in that I loved how they did this was how they handled Allie.
Allie with an eye.
Allie with an eye. So when they're in the hospital early on, they say, we just flew in the doctor from out of state. And you see the back of this doctor, you see this blonde hair. And you're like, is that Allie? Then she turns around, it's not Allie.
No.
Now they did it in a way to where until we saw Allie, I wasn't sure Allie was going to make an appearance. I got to be honest.
I wrote it off. I'm like, nah, it's not going to happen.
Same. We see her in what? The episode 8? Episode 8. And you're looking at this old lady who's talking to someone. You're like, who is this? Who is this?
Yeah, what relevance is this to the whole story?
Which she's not the original actress who played her mom in the movie, actually. But you're listening to this lady talk about, oh, I know you didn't want me to do this, but they're my grandkids, so I spoiled them. And then, boom, Allie on the couch. And it's like, oh, shit. Oh, damn, there it is. Now, one thing I loved that they did, or did not do, rather, which is something I absolutely did not want them to do, was come in and causing a rift in Daniel's marriage, and if Johnny had gotten back with Carmen, a rift in that relationship.
Right.
I thought it was done right. Obviously, Johnny still cares about this girl.
Sure.
You can tell Daniel still cares about this girl. But he loves his wife.
Sure.
You know? Excuse me. Oof.
It's the more mature, more grown up feeling of caring, of understanding, and I'm glad they didn't make her a homewrecker. I'm glad that they I'm glad that and it's funny because in the original movies, she was the one that caused that rift between them. 30 years ago, 30 plus years ago.
She did, but it wasn't her fault.
Sure.
You know what I mean? She caused the rift between Daniel and Johnny, but it wasn't her fault. I like that she actually brought them a little closer together.
No.
Like, she straight called them out and was like, there's 3 sides to every story. Your side, his side, and the truth. And the truth is, you two are more alike than you think. And you and you see shit in each other you don't like. Which means you're seeing shit in yourself you don't like.
Sure.
I like that she got along with the wife, Amanda, Mrs. LaRusso. I like even that, you know, whenever they're saying goodbye, her and Johnny, she's like, oh, so tell me about this chick you're dating. And it was like, go find your future. And Johnny kind of had this like, oh, you're right. Because the reality is she lives in Colorado. She's going through a divorce. She's going to be custody. She has a job. She can't just up and go. And Johnny ain't going to leave. You know what I mean? Johnny ain't going to leave. He ain't going to abandon Miguel and Robbie.
Sure.
At that point. I thought they did her character right. I think this is the last we see of her.
Sure.
It was definitely fan service. So thank you. But I think she's done.
Sure.
I think she's done. I think it was done right. It was done well. Perfect. You want to start? Go for it.
Hawk, we got Miguel out of the way. He's recuperating, and Hawk now is number one. But Hawk sees that he will never be number one in Chris's eyes. So when his spot's challenged, whenever his authority is questioned and mocked, you get him kind of questioning himself. And I really don't think it's until he has Dimitri's arm and he's in that situation.
Okay.
Well, he's Hawk. You know, he's in that situation. He's there. He ain't gonna not do it. That's not.
He feels obligated.
He's obligated at this point. Yeah.
He didn't want to.
But
I think he feels obligated.
But he had to. So he breaks it, and that right there was, I think, the switching point that really hurt him. That really got his soul to speak to him and be like,
to start searching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're doing something wrong here, you know.
I agree with all of that, and then of course you got the brawl at the house, and that's when he completely does a 180. But it's like, well, one, I gotta be honest, I didn't like how they had turned his character into too much bully. You know what I mean? Like, it was overkill. It was more than even like Dutch,
right?
Who was probably the biggest asshole in Karate Kid 1. It was too much. It was too over the top. I got to be honest. Shit, man. When he beat the hell out of Brooks, though,
that was coming. That was worth that.
That was
years or whatever of just fucking straight bullying.
And I like that stare down at Kyler whenever he went back to his spot.
Of course,
that
dude.
Stare down at Kyler.
First off, you bullied him for years and years and years, and then you go to his house.
Yeah.
You go to his house and fucking think you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
You had to show him. That was justified. I feel.
That was absolutely justified.
Yes.
I agree. And then the zoo. He's still kind of a prick there. And then he's sitting there and he's thinking at the house, and you're hearing all these kind of flashback things. Johnny saying, when he came to me, you were soft as a baby's ass. Miguel telling him, Sensei Lawrence made you what you are, not Kreese.
Right.
Like, don't forget that.
Right.
They've been hung up too much on, well, you gave up on us, you abandoned us, you made us weak, you made us soft, blah 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 blah. No. And then him and Miguel were friends, and remain friends still. And him and Dimitri were best friends.
Sure, yeah.
And he just hit a thing where it's like, you know what? No more.
Yeah.
No more. So he did a 180, which I'm actually glad about, truthfully. It's going to be interesting to see, as far as the kids go, who's going to be the main villain in season 4. You still got Robbie, obviously. Now you got Kyler. I think we're going to see Kyler.
Tori.
Both of them in a more prominent role. Speaking of character development, Kreese.
Yeah.
Kreese, the flashback scene.
You got the backstory on him.
We got the backstory.
Yeah.
We got the backstory on Kreese.
Very well done. Very well done. Yeah, you see why he is the way he is, and you see, like, even without the training, and when he went through hard times. He was brought up tough,
His mother killed herself.
Yeah, he
got picked on a little bit at work.
Yeah, he's been fighting his whole life.
Yep.
He wasn't a wimp or anything like that. But it's
right.
You saw where he went to go get direction, which is the military,
which
and
is where he learned
karate. Yes, and Vietnam and stuff. But the direction he got was not the right direction. It was an effed up version of the way it should be. But
it shows why he teaches the way he teaches.
Sure.
Because you're going to teach the way you're taught.
Sure.
That's the thing. You're going to teach the way you're taught. Which this says something about Johnny. It's like, I'm going to teach you, the physical movements But there's some things that we need to, pull in the reins a little bit with the, no mercy. You got to show compassion. You got to be your good sportsmanship, all that kind of stuff. Which, we see Johnny in the first Karate Kid movie have that light bulb moment where he's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Sure.
Yeah. But we're talking about Kreese.
Yeah.
We see Terry Silver.
We see Silver.
Twig. It was Twig. It wasn't Ponytail.
It was a pony. I thought it was Ponytail whenever I was watching it.
Which you didn't even catch this, but when Kreese was supposed to blow the thing, and I think it was the captain going, blow it, he's a goner, forget about him, and Kreese can't do it because the dude's still standing there, and then the radio gets that feedback and whatnot, and they get caught. Well, they Ponytail, they drop him to his knees, put the gun to his head, and then Silver starts freaking out. And that's when the captain goes, Silver, get it together, or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
You didn't catch that?
No.
Yeah. And then, of course, at the end, you finish that flashback where Kreese takes Silver's spot, fighting the captain, kills the captain, and then Silver's like, whatever you need, anytime, call me. And then he makes a phone call, so... I think we're definitely seeing Silver.
We're seeing Silver
in season 4.
Yep,
for sure. Let's see what else we got going here. What does that say? Oh, more character development. Amanda LaRusso, Daniel's wife. I really think that she has become kind of a fan favorite, and because of that, they said, well, let's give her a little more personality. Let's give her a little more
depth.
Right, yeah. Depth's a good word. Lines, blah, 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 blah. The sarcasm was perfectly timed, perfectly delivered. I like we're in the car and she, you guys are Tango and Cash? And he's like, no, those were narcotics detectives. And then Daniel says something a little bit later in the conversation. It was a good cop, bad cop thing. She's like, how about a no cop thing? You realize you guys aren't cops, yeah. Right? But there was throughout, it was a lot of kind of perfectly timed comedy with... that character that they did really well, honestly. Want to add to that?
Yeah, no matter how it was delivered, it was as softly as it was, or as in your face as it was, with whatever character. It was very well timed and with all across the board.
The police station.
Yes, very good.
I'm glad we can make it easier on you.
Yeah,
It was like kind of an under your breath kind of thing, but it's like, oh, you know what? Even me, I'm like, shit, that's something I would have said. I gotta right. Be honest. So I think they did a good job with that. I think they did a great job with I'll be honest, the son didn't need to be there. He was in one episode. Yes, it was the same actor, but he was just a little shithead the entire way through. I'm so disappointed in you. He didn't need to be there. It was like, hey, we didn't forget about him. Here he is. Get the F out of here, kid. I didn't think he needed to be there personally.
Johnny's skill level.
Johnny's skill level.
And you don't really notice it until he fights the messed up face Robbie. And you just see how easily.
So what he's referring to is the very last scene where he goes to Cobra Kai and he charges up Kreese, and him and Kreese start fighting. And you can see Johnny like giving it effort because he has to.
Right.
This is just Kreese.
Sure.
And he's got Kreese, and he's ground and pounding Kreese, and then Robbie comes and pushes him off, and then Robbie attacks him, which is where you are.
And throughout the attacks, you can just. He's not 100. He's not 50. He's playing defense, and just the moves, the blocks, the parries, the whenever he tried sweeping his leg, and he just easily just moved his leg up.
How lackadaisical he's being with
lackadaisical. I like that.
That's a good word.
I like that word.
With
lackadaisical. Okay.
His blocks, his parries, his all that stuff. Because he doesn't need to try.
He doesn't. And you don't really try. You don't really grasp the skill level that he actually has until he's not fighting an adult. Until he's fighting someone where he's just playing defense. He's not toying with them, but he's doing what he has to not make a strike or whatever.
I actually loved that contrast where when he's fighting Kreese, when he fights Daniel, when he fights other adults, he's absolutely, he's trying more, obviously. And then the 16, 17-year-old kid, he's like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's fun with
because he can. Because he can.
Yeah, sure.
He wasn't trying to hurt Robbie. He could have hurt Robbie.
Yeah.
But that he was basically just trying not to get hit. I mean, he got tagged one time. Yeah. He did that X block, which leaves you, your face wide open. It's just a thing. I actually really love that contrast. And I think that contrast shows Johnny's skill level and how good he actually is, or at least how good, maybe it's how good the people he's fighting actually are.
Yeah, sure.
All right, or maybe a combination of both. I mean, who knows? But this is why Johnny's number one. And this is why we had Johnny number one in our
Johnny's number one.
Top, we rated the Karate Kid fighters. That's why we put Johnny number one, because it was just so easy and flawless for him. Like he was just good. Ton of Easter eggs throughout. Tons of Easter eggs throughout. From movie references, Dimitri has a lot of movie references, but not just him. To like
the car that the bully, the guy who's bullying Kreese is driving. That's
that 1946 Ford that's sitting outside Miyagi-Do.
Sure.
I don't even know if a lot of people put that together. I didn't even notice it till you said something about it.
I picked up on that one.
Yeah. But there's a ton of Easter egg stuff from, I think the captain at one point had Kreese on the ground and did the whole, like, the same thing Kreese did in
Karate Kid 1.
Karate Kid 1, where, you lose concentration and whatever in a fight, and ton of Easter eggs throughout. I really like it, and they've continued to do that throughout the series, which has been great. Miguel's recovery, that's something we haven't touched on just yet.
Yeah, I mean...
I gotta be honest, I don't think the season really picked up until he gets out of the hospital.
Sure.
To me, the first 2 or 3 episodes were really slow, and then the next third, where Miguel gets out of the hospital and he starts, kind of rehabbing and all that stuff, that was way better. And then, the last 3 episodes, episode 8, 9, and 10, is just
actually walking around and
yeah. And then the fight at the end and all that, it's like damn, it's like whoa, you know what I mean? It was like, okay, here's Karate Kid, or here's Cobra Kai. It's cool. We're just dragging things along. Oh, let's pick it up a little bit. And then it's like fucking full throttle.
All right. Which goes to show you, Miguel's an important character.
Oh, Miguel's absolutely
a very important character.
And maybe because he wasn't really around in that first third of this season, where it's like,
sure,
what's going on here?
Yeah.
Hawk can't really carry it. Tori can't carry it. Dimitri can't carry it. Sam can't carry it.
Miguel's more of a character, more important.
He's an important character. Absolutely, he is.
I've had a thought on the Miguel thing, but
okay,
I'll tell you later.
You don't want to talk about it now? Well, it's not relevant? If it's relevant, say it. If it ain't relevant, don't say it.
What if he does the three-peat? What if he's the one to do the three-peat?
Oh.
Daniel didn't do it. Johnny didn't do it. Miguel has the option to do it.
He might. We got to figure out his age, but I think he does. He might have the option to actually three-peat.
I think Miguel is going to three-peat it.
Which Daniel and Johnny are the only two-time
karate champions.
That's lore because that's in the first film and that's what we were shown. They don't really recognize Johnny's two-time in the series, but he's two-time.
Yes.
He's two-time. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, okay.
The recovery. So one thing I think might have been confusing to the viewer is when we're going through the recovery, you're not really told, well, he's at this concert, the Dee Snider concert, he taps his foot. Well, how long after that does he actually stand after being in the harness?
Sure.
Then how long after that, he's on the crutches, he actually catches the ball. It's a montage scene. I mean, I think we're talking couple of weeks in between. But you don't see that. You don't see that kind of stuff.
It's not reflected in the filming.
It's not reflected in the filming, and I think that might be a little confusing to the viewer, just a little bit, maybe. It makes it look like
within a week he done all that.
Exactly. That's the way it makes it look like. He had the surgery. Johnny says, "Reach for your phone if you want it, pussy." And he falls out of the freaking bed, which, okay, look, that's not good for any surgery at all, period. No matter what part of the body it's on, that's not good for that period.
Right.
So there obviously has to be a healing phase with that surgery because you can't just fall and not hurt something.
Sure.
and re-break something potentially.
Right.
And I'll be honest, there was times throughout where, like, especially like that last fight scene at the house, where I'm like, is this dude gonna get re-paralyzed? Like,
yeah, dude.
dang.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he was there,
hell.
dude. He was there.
Yeah.
Like,
it was freaking crazy.
Yeah.
So I mean, overall, yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, it's good.
I mean, it's gonna be good. They got great writers, they got great actors, they got the actors, they got original actors,
Great
they
cast,
got
all that stuff.
Yeah,
they've done a fantastic job with all of that.
It's theirs to fuck up at this point.
Yeah. Okay. So do you have any qualms about season 3? Is there any complaints at all for you at all? Outside of what we've already talked about with, the choreography, there being some missteps and whatnot like that.
I would say the Daniel comparing himself to Miyagi.
Okay.
That is one thing that I was just like.
That's actually one of my biggest complaints. I got 2 like real big complaints and 2 kind of minor things, and that's one of my bigger ones. Is just not necessarily all the Miyagi references, but all the Miyagi references. Everything is Miyagi said, Miyagi did. What would Miyagi do? No, what would Daniel do?
Right.
And this is why you're so lost, because you're trying to be someone else. You're trying to be someone you're not.
Yeah, you're trying to fill some shoes that ain't even yours. You're
never gonna fill them.
It's never gonna happen.
It's a little overkill with the Miyagi and Miyagi and Miyagi and Miyagi. Okay, we get it. We get it. We get it. You love this dude.
Mm-hmm.
We get it.
Right. This dude was inspirational to you. He was life-changing for
right.
you. But at the same time, change your own life,
Yes. You're telling me there's nothing in your life where you're going, damn, what do I do here? Everything is, what would Miyagi do here? No, what would Daniel do here?
Sure.
And this actually, I'm going to segue this into, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at?
What would Daniel do is Daniel would be a bully. Daniel would
be right?
Start stuff,
I'm going to segue this into one of my other huge complaints that I've had, not only with this season, but with the series. And it's more prevalent now in season 3 than it ever has been. Daniel is so negative.
Yeah.
He is so freaking negative. Like, every single thing is like, what has he said about Johnny? And what did he say about Chosen? They can't change.
Can't change.
They can't change. Well, how do you know they can't change? You're not giving them a chance to show you they've changed. You're not giving a chance to talk to them and get to know them now. It's always, I should have known better. I knew it was a mistake. You can't change. There's nothing. Yo, Daniel, settle down.
Pump those brakes, man.
Your closed-mindedness is not allowing you to see the change in people. And that's a bigger problem than if someone actually has not changed.
Sure, yeah.
Because him and Daniel should have been friends a long time ago.
Yeah.
Him and Daniel should have, like, Johnny and Daniel should have been friends in season 1. They should have been friends in season 1.
Sure.
But Daniel he's got this little chip. This little chip on his shoulder. And it wasn't until Allie was like, you guys are more alike than you think.
Yeah.
Where he was then finally, Merry Christmas, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Give a motherfucker a chance to show you something before you're going, no, you can't, there's nothing you can do. When Chosen walked into that bar, what's he do? Balls his fists up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude didn't attack you. You calm down. You're both pushing 60 at this point. Relax, bruh. That, I'd be honest, like, that's getting to a point where I'm just like, oh my God, here we go again. Here we go again with the I should have known. Here we go again with it was a mistake.
I told you so.
Yeah, the I told you so's, that you're never going to change, the like, yo, get off it. Get off of it. The Miyagi reference is another one. So two minor things. One, there's yeah, this was cheesy as hell. When Johnny goes into the church, Bobby's giving his sermon. And, oh, bullshit. He starts talking about Reno and all that stuff. And then Bobby's like, oh, forgive me, Father. Johnny's like, for what? And then he sweeps him. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're not doing that in front of the congregation. Sorry, Bobby. That ain't gonna happen. Sorry. That was really cheesy. That was really cheese dick. I didn't like that. But you know what really bothers me from like a realistic standpoint? How come none of these kids are ranking up? How come none of these kids are belt testing?
Right.
They've been good, like season 1 through 3 is about a year, about an 8 to 12 month period right now. No one's ranking up? Come on.
No belt test at all.
No belt test at all, period.
At all, period.
Period. You want to lie for the tournament and say they're all black belts? All right, fine. But there's a certain way of doing things, okay? And when you earn that belt, you know, I think in season 2, Johnny's like, you're all white belts again.
Right.
Fuck you! I earned my gold belt, my
green belt,
my blue belt.
my brown.
Nah, hell no! You wear that with pride, and even if someone just hands you that black and be like, hey, you know, we're gonna cut all the 3 years in the red tape. Here you go. Hey, nah, F you! I'm wearing my black belt.
Right.
I'm wearing my black belt. That bothers me.
So what bothers me is the sign on the Miyagi-Do.
You're on that for
dude.
too much.
Okay,
too much.
The logo on Miyagi-Do in Miyagi's house, old house. What is the Miyagi-Do dojo is not the real Miyagi-Do symbol. It's not what's on the back of the gi. It's not what like.
I'm gonna have to take a look at this.
I've researched this because I make cups, and so I know what the difference is, and the fact that they still have that falsified logo on there irks the shit out of me. Every time I see it, I'm just like, hey,
it does.
That's not it. That's not it. So what it is you got the sun and you got the tree, right? Well,
let's get
the roots of the tree should be underneath the sun, and on the Miyagi-Do sign, they line up with the sun, and it's not the right one.
Okay.
Even on the drum, which has a Miyagi symbol on it, it's underneath the sun. It's not connecting with the sun. That right there is aggravating to no effing end.
I'm gonna allow that because there's, like I said, there's certain things that I'm nitpicking on too. I'm gonna allow it. I'm gonna give it to you.
Other than that, though, I'm good.
Hey, you know what? That's it. Season 3 thoughts, review/thoughts. Hey, it's a good. You guys know we love this series. You guys know how big Karate Kid fans we are. This was
pinnacle it was in our lives.
Yeah, it really was.
It still is.
It still is.
Yeah.
Is it the best season? No.
Nah.
It's not. Season 2, in my opinion, is the best one. Season 1 for you, right? I'm sorry. When you end season 2 with that school brawl, oh my God, that was like
very well done too.
I know.
The punches.
I know.
For the majority of the punches were punches. It was good.
I will say this though, for season 3, the brawl at the house, the cinematography on that was great.
Yes.
Like they started the fight, they did a cutaway, they came back to it, and when they came back to the fight, it was one continuous shot. So kudos on the actors, because that is not an easy thing to do when there's that much going on.
And that much writing on it.
Yes.
So
and I don't know what that is called when you do like this one continuous take. It's somebody, I'm sure someone knows the terminology.
Continuous shot.
Maybe I don't know.
No,
I don't
guessing.
know. But that is, with that much action going on, that is a very hard thing to do. Very hard thing to do. And I can excuse in that scene a little bit of the mischoreography.
The flubbers, as you
the flubs, the air punches, like you said. I can excuse a little more of that in that, because that is an extremely, extremely, extremely difficult shot to get. You gotta understand that they gotta get at least 3 of those right, or as right as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they didn't get one of those right for it to be used.
For it to be used, right?
Yeah,
you got to get one right for it to get used.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
So they get a little bit of leeway on that, but
yeah, a little bit of leeway on that one. Everything else throughout, and a lot of the fight scenes were good. You know, when they're in the garage, and it was Johnny and Daniel. That was actually a pretty well choreographed thing. I didn't see many, if any, missteps in that one. There was another one, the end fight with Johnny and Kreese, Daniel Kreese. That was pretty good. Just throughout, there were a bunch of little things, like when they were in the old paintball, whatever. There was some mishaps there and whatnot. But
I mean, like the way they did the soccer scene. I like the way because it's like you miss a headbutt, but you made the headbutt.
Dude, you can.
I like that. I like the way that was done.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was really good, and then they got to a point where they were just like,
F it.
"Oh, let me turn around and just kick this ball into his head."
Yeah.
I like that. That was fun. That was that's again talking about Easter eggs. The hook slide that Dimitri did to Hawk. Bobby did that to Daniel
Russo.
Yeah, right. Anyways, that's season 3 wrap up. It's a good. If you haven't seen it, and who hasn't at this point, go watch it. I'm excited for season 4. I think Terry Silver's coming back. But we'll do a trailer breakdown and a season 4. What's the word I'm looking for here? Predictions video when a trailer actually drops.
Sure.
Or multiple trailers actually drop. But
hell, Netflix is $12. You can watch all 3 seasons.
You know what? If you got someone who already has it, get their code. You can watch them all for free. I use Melvors. Forget about it. What are you going to do? So, all right. So if you guys made it this far, #Cobra Kai never dies. Appreciate y'all. Later.